Let's take a look at the Blind Panic Devices Dilithium delay pedal. So this pedal's been around for a little while, but this is a new design, a new housing from Matt, aka Blind Panic Devices from Leeds here in the UK. It's an analog voiced delay pedal with some pretty crazy modulation. Let's take a look. My hack for this pedal is to use the colours. So the black dials kind of belong together and the red switches here and dials belong together too. The black dials are your basic delay controls, so tone, feedback, time, dry wet mix and all that sort of stuff. And then your modulation sits within these three red switches and 2 red dials. We've got the red switches down, that means modulation essentially is off. Let's just take a look what we have got with the basic delay. Cool, so let's start with minimum. To maximum. So I want to say that's about a second, so not a huge maximum delay, but that's not really what this pedal's about, so let's set that back in the middle. It's a good tone. Pretty dark. So tone ramped all the way up, clearly much brighter. If we go back to the darker tone, a lot less feedback than when we had it ramped. So let's get that darker. Let's ramp the feedback a bit. And feedback can go from super short. Let's go the opposite direction. Okay, so that's time, tone, feedback, some nice oscillation. And then we have dry and wet. So how much of the dry signal do we let in? Delay it. Let's look at the red switches and dials now. This is the modulation section. So these three switches here do different things. The top one is the mode. So it dictates the modulation reaction. Are we going to get a full-bodied modulation, or are we going to get something a little bit different? Up is a more full-bodied modulation effect. And then we've got sense and depth. Sense is sensitivity. It controls the sensitivity of the modulation to how I attack it with the pick or fingers. Depth is the depth of the modulation that gets applied to the delayed sound. So with the top mode switch up, that gives us more well-rounded modulation. If we flick that down, we're going to get stuff that's a little bit more erratic, a little bit more mischievous. So a pedal of two halves, really nice sounding delay pedal, either nice dark repeats or more digital sounding brighter tone. And then the red stuff, which is the funkier, more cool, crazy points of interest. So what initially looks fairly complicated is pretty straightforward. The two switches below dictate the type of modulation, and the two dials below that dictate firstly how sensitive or how much attack you need to give before the modulation kicks in, and the depth of the modulation. This pedal is currently retailing on Reverb for £195. The new design, in my opinion, looks better than the original, and having never played the pedal until recently, it sounds great and offers loads of variation for any player. I'll drop all of Matt and Blind Panic Devices details down in the description below. Please check those out. And yeah, only about 10% of people that watch my videos are subscribed to the channel, which just sounds absolutely bonkers to me. Scroll down, hit subscribe. Let me know down in the comment section what you thought of the pedal and if you got any questions around it. I upload a couple of videos nearly every single week of the year here on the channel and would love to have you back. If pedals in general are your thing, then there's a link here to a playlist that I've made with over 80 different videos, and there'll definitely be at least one thing in there for you. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.